Good
You've
good
already,
morning, ladies. How are we today?
we're
Kira, wake
making it.
up.
I'm
Kira, come
fantastic. I need
on.
to
Wake
probably
up,
cut on my
Kira.
light, don't I? Let's cut on the.
There you go.
Good
We can
morning.
see you
Good
now.
morning. Good morning,
Good
lovely ladies.
Good
morning.
And for the rest
morning.
of you, we are WTF. We are Women Talk Fierce. Three women, three stages of life, motherhood, and business, and a roller coaster of laughs, lessons, and loud opinions. And today, I'm thinking Kira for True Crime Podcast. Oh,
Surprisingly not.
no.
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
I'm in a great
All
mood.
right. All right.
It
Well,
might
we'll go
secretly
with it.
be me. I'm
Is
on
it
like
secretly?
burnout today.
Okay. All right.
And look, we're all wearing black. I don't know if that's a
Oh,
symbolism.
how funny is that? I didn't even notice. Oh, well, that actually fits our topic today, which is intuition. By the way, did you know Practical Magic 2 is coming out?
Is
Can't.
it really?
Yeah, they just did the previews
Ooh,
for it today. So excited.
I'll
Uh,
have to look.
Uh, Jumping back to intuition. So, this is a good conversation because this can be viewed so many different ways by so many different people. So, let's go ahead and
right.
start.
Yeah.
Your
Ooh.
gut knew before your brain caught up with you. So, why did you spend 6 months asking everyone's opinion? So, I know I just jumped into it. So, we're going with intuition. Kira, I'd love an answer just to see if you're really awake.
Fear. Fear.
Fear. Oh, that was quick and easy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right,
It is
then.
what I mean, because a lot of times, even if we know what's right or what's wrong, we have an idea of how it's going to turn out. And so we might not push forward like there's no way that that's going to
Yeah.
work out, you know?
Yeah.
And so we're
Mm.
asking, or if it's going to be something that we don't want to let go of. We don't want to let go of that. We're
Point.
scared of what might actually happen if we let go of that thing. And we're afraid to work hard. We're afraid to put ourselves out there for rejection. We're afraid of all these things. And so I think it all comes back to fear.
Isn't that crazy? It's just that one word just
Yes.
stops you cold. And
Truly.
I think that's true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think it's fear in so many ways. It's just not linear.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's a great description.
That's
It's
true.
not linear.
Yeah.
How about you, Nikki? And you cannot take the same word.
Well, what comes to my mind is just doubt, I guess. Like I second guess myself. I've tried to get better about it, but my whole entire life is I've been like that. I've
Yeah.
second guessed, oh, what if I do this? What if I don't do this? What if
Hmm.
I fail at this? Wonder if I do great at this? What if? And it drives me nuts, to
Mhm.
be honest.
That's so funny. We all see, now that was my kind of point. We all see things differently.
Mm.
So I view it as I'm just doing the steps to get there. Like I know it's coming. I know I have to plan there. I know I have to get there. So I guess it would be planning. So I know
Mm.
what I have to do and I have to follow the gut and I have to get there. Why would I be an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur at that if I didn't believe that?
Yeah.
Right.
So I think with intuition, it's my gut. Now it is really clear when it is not aligned. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, have you guys ever had like stomach aches or your gut just kind of rolls in
Yeah.
knots
Well,
when
that's kind
you
of
think about the option?
Yeah, and that's kind of where how I interpreted your question, Tammy, was because I was like, yes, it's intuition, but also what are we doing when we're ignoring our intuition? What is
Yeah.
it that we're sidestepping? And so often we do ignore our intuition. And so, I mean, a good example of this is a few weeks ago, I came to you guys and was like, I'm looking for a 9 to 5. And you're both like, what? No. And in my inside, I'm going, no, that's not what you want to do. It's not what you need to do. Like, what are you thinking?
Exactly.
My intuition was absolutely screaming no at me, but my emotions were saying, do this, go
Which
do this.
makes sense. Yeah,
You were in fight or
that's
flight.
Yeah.
fear. It's
Yeah.
operating right off fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that
100%.
rolls into anxiety, fear, and the gut, I think, sometimes can be confused when you're in that state. I
Yes.
really do.
Yeah. And it's what I preach. Don't be reactive, be strategic. And I was being reactive.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. And
Me and Tammy's like,
no, we were both like,
Literally everyone was like,
we protest.
literally, even my mom was like, that's not gonna work.
That's not gonna
That's
work.
not, is
That's
it?
down protest too much. We will be protesting.
oh,
Yeah.
no
Great
way,
point.
Jose.
Great point. Well, and that's the thing. I think like I can see things like even when it's something as building a house, exciting, great, right? But the stages to get there are honestly scarier than heck because it's financially tight, it's
Yeah.
juggling, it's getting things done, it's a lot to it where it's this amazing thing, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
But the whole process getting through there, my gut's like, come on, you can do it. Let's go. Come on. You're going there. Come on, let's go.
You're like,
Uh-huh.
So the
you
gut's
buddy.
there, and the brain's like, but I'm really not sure if we can do this.
Well, and it's funny because our brain battles so much about
So
it because
much.
we're programmed. Number one, we were programmed for this logic that isn't necessarily true, you know? And so we are always like, okay, what's the next logical step?
Absolutely.
What are we supposed to do? And it's not what we're supposed to do. Who cares what you're supposed
Thank
to
you.
do?
And so when the
Thank-
brain and the gut align, that's when I know, good or bad, that's where I need to go.
Yeah.
But I have been where you are, Kier, when jobs have come to me or I've thought about XYZ, literally my gut will start turning and my brain starts going, no, it'll be fine. No, it'll be fine. No, you can do this. No, it'll be fine. When it's something I'm not supposed to, the gut
Yeah.
just really doubles down in the
Yeah,
brain is
me
trying to
too.
say is trying to work with the gut going no she'll do this she's going to do it because she has to and the gut's like no this isn't the right thing.
Yeah, and I get that reaction too. Like literally my emotions live in my gut.
Same,
Literally. And my
same.
body will have this visceral reaction.
Yep.
And I'm like, what is it? Like,
Is it what
I don't
is
want to figure it out. Just tell me.
what is it? I mean, I remember
Exactly.
I remember something as simple as there was, years and years ago, a time when the option of my mother-in-law living with us. And my gut was like, hell no. But my brain was like, that's okay. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It never aligned. And I just never allowed it because having two strong women in the same household with kids and craziness and travel and two business was just too much.
Yeah.
But logically, it made sense. She was going to build onto the house, the value would have went up, she would have been set. But probably for my marriage, for my children, it was not going to work. And I knew
No.
that just because of who she was and just because of who I am. So
Mhm.
doesn't mean bad one way or the other, but that is a clear indication when my body was like, no, no, no,
Nope.
no, no. And my mind was like, well, it's rational, it's normal, it's fine. But they
It
never
won't be
aligned.
forever. It won't be
Exactly,
forever.
exactly. But they never
It
aligned.
is
I was just,
forever.
and it was my decision, and I said no.
The impact does last forever. Don't listen to your brain when it tells you it's not forever. It is life changing.
That was
Every decision you make
nothing.
is changing your life. Period.
Yes. And that was nothing against
Yep.
my mother-in-law. It was purely the combination
Yeah.
would have been too much.
Yeah.
She was used to a very calm, and we were used to very busy, crazy
On the
sports,
go. Yeah.
going, going, going,
Yeah.
which she
Well, I
was
mean,
never a fan
you
of.
know,
So,
we moved my parents in and it's been great. I don't mind at all, but it is very different. I mean, she's not used to loud crazy. She's not used to
and
tea
that's,
parties.
Yeah.
She's
yes,
not used to,
yes.
it's a very different way. And so even like, we have the Ring camera and she's right now 2 months with her sister in Kentucky and she'll watch it and she's like, where y'all going?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That
And
is
I'm like, get off
exactly
the ring. Get off the ring.
that's just because it's a different time. It's a
Yeah,
different
it is.
era, and hers was homemaker at home. Everybody
Yeah.
stays huddled together. Where I was like,
Yep.
boom, we were
Yeah.
everywhere.
Us too. That's how
Um,
we are.
anyway, so that was just a clear indication of gut saying absolutely not, but logically
Uh-huh.
it made sense.
Yeah.
And it's funny
So
too,
Because we're
because
programmed to be good people.
uh-huh.
exactly, but again, I knew that combining those both was going to end up in an explosion. There's just no doubt about it.
Yep.
So.
Hmm.
Yep. And it's funny too because I've started doing this with consultation calls as well, or like conversations before. Like I get that feeling,
Yes,
Mhm.
that's a
and
great
I
example. When
start
you're talking to someone when you just want to get off the phone.
and like when I started my business, it would have been okay, Nikki, just ignore it. Like ignore that feeling. Just get the money.
No,
We
go with
need
it.
this job. We need this client. Yada yada. Now it's like okay, that feeling in your stomach turns into
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we're going to derail this conversation, take exit right, and we're going to be on our merry way.
It's funny that you say that, Nikki, because if I actually think about it, I believe that I know within the first 5 minutes of that call if they're going to be a client or not.
Huh?
And if it's a no, I think a switch flips in me and they can sense
Same,
it.
I think you're
same.
absolutely right.
And that's why too, I see a lot of this on threads as well. It's like people are debunking the consultation calls now or the discovery calls or whatever you want to call them. And I'm like, no,
No.
dude, that is a requirement of mine is we have to be like as
Oh,
face
I
to
actually have an
face as we can
application.
get.
Yeah,
Right.
I
And
have
I
an
think Kira
application.
does too.
I do. And the thing is that I don't even want, so I don't want to have a sales call. I don't want to have a sales call. I want to have a conversation with you because if we're not vibing, it's never going to work.
Exactly.
I attract clients who are my people. Like,
Uh-huh.
y'all are my people, like
Yeah.
we vibe. I couldn't do this if we didn't.
Right.
The
Absolutely.
same
Same.
way with my working relationships. We have to
Mm-hmm.
be able to have a conversation. We're like in it. We're,
Yep.
you're my best friend, you know?
Yep.
I don't want a sales
Absolutely. And that's
conversation.
actually, I mean, why we came together to do this
Yeah.
because we are literally three different women with
Yeah.
completely three different stages of life with three different viewpoints because we're at different stages.
Yeah.
So, the fact that we've worked together, we've grown together, and we're able to do this, to me is pretty cool. I mean, that we
I
actually
think so
vibe
too.
enough and decided to say, hey, let's go ahead and do the podcast. Well, wait, this is going so well. Why don't we go ahead and add the network?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
growing on the fact that we've come into something that is positive, that works for us, is intuition.
I think so too.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, I mean, it's, not that I have not worked with people that I have not immediately vibed with, but I have learned along the way that those are not the clients that you hold on to. That's
Same.
not,
I'm done.
I'm all about client retention. I want to work with you long term.
Me
I am a
too, honey.
loyalist through and through in any of my relationships. If I'm in, I'm in. And
Absolutely.
so I feel like if I'm if I'm just not there, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I
All
love
right. Well,
that.
here's the last question. Are you ready? And this is for you,
Uh,
Nikki. We'll start with you. If you
ooh.
treated your intuition like a GPS, how many times have you ignored or the reroute or rerouted? I say that right.
More times than I can count. Yeah.
So Nikki ignores it. Okay, good to know.
Well,
Next.
not now that I've gotten older, but like looking way back, I'm like, dummy, that was your gut telling you. And I
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean, it's just lessons learned. But I mean, now I try to listen to my gut and make those decisions, especially with business or house stuff, crappy things going on with that or what have you. But yeah, there's
yeah.
many times I can look back and think that was your gut telling you to walk
You didn't
away
listen.
or that you should have done it this way instead of spending 8 months doing something in your business that didn't get you anywhere or we're
Oh
not
my
going to
gosh,
talk
it's
about
so familiar.
that, but
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess Kira is relating to
I am.
uh-huh.
I am. I mean, if I had listened to my intuition, I think my life as a whole would be very, very different.
Right.
I
Oh.
would have made some very,
Can you
very
dig
different.
deeper? No, okay. Next time. Next conversation.
But I also am really good about following my intuition when it is for um physical protection, for
Oh
example.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on that. Or when it comes to people, I get this vibe. Like I'm a firm
Same.
believer, I'm feeling some energy, man. I'm
I
feeling that
agree.
energy. And
Yeah.
so I'm really good about no, that person is a no for me. And it's funny because especially with my children and with their friends,
Hmm.
I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, I have to say
yeah,
I'm a quick one when it came to
me
that.
too.
It was really quick, and there was no
I'm just
bending.
now starting to get into that. So I'll
Uh-huh. And as they
TBS.
get older, you will pick up more and more. And it's funny because I look back on my friendships when I was growing up and the ones that my mom said no. And
Yeah.
I ran right to them, right? And
Yeah,
they were the worst
yeah.
relationships that I had. And it's the same for my kids where I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. That person is not a good idea. They continue and they end up getting hurt. And
Yeah.
so, you know, I do think that I'm a pretty good read of people in that way. And so my intuition is like, nope. And so I can cut people off. I will say that I am such a kind person that a lot of times I will ignore flags in the beginning.
I can see that.
Yeah, I will ignore flags and then I'll push through and I give and I give and I give until I just am like fed up and I
Right.
will cut somebody off. And I have the worst habit of when I'm done, I am done. It's literally like you do not exist in the world.
Here, but
Same with
that's
me.
not necessarily a bad thing because that actually goes, I'm very much the same way, but that goes back to boundaries because you only can allow so
So
much for so
much.
long before you say,
Yeah,
if I go past this or if I continue to let this happen, I'm doing this to myself.
yeah,
Mhm.
Sometimes those boundaries are needed because I'm very much like you. I'm done. Let's just close the chapter. It
yeah.
doesn't mean I have hate for you. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. It
We
just
just
means you
don't jihad.
cannot be an intricate part of
Well,
my life.
that's
Mm-mm.
And
right.
that's cool. That's
And I had
fine.
somebody tell me, they said to me, you make me feel like you hate me. You make me feel so small. No, you made yourself feel that way because I gave and I gave and I gave until you decided that I was worthy.
Right.
And and
Exactly.
so once I cut you off, I wasn't worthy until I cut you off.
Right.
So now you're hurt by it. Well, you weren't
Yeah.
considering that when I was doing my best.
But like I said, I don't think that's necessarily, I mean, it's a bad thing if somebody, pours a drink near you or does something silly
Right.
and
Yeah.
you say, I'm done with you. But when you give of yourself and when you give and give and give, and either A, it's not reciprocated or taken advantage of,
Yeah.
you have to set back. I mean, I did that with my own family. Like I said, I did
I've
that
done
with
it with
my own
mine too.
father.
It's a good
Abs-
thing. And I'll be honest with you.
Have
I
to.
love that it's like that. It's literally like my brain, that person just does not, it is so
Same
hard.
thing.
They just do not exist.
And
They
I don't
literally
even
just
think
do
about
not
them.
exist. Yeah.
I honestly don't have, they're gone. When I'm done,
It's
the
so
space is
weird.
It
closed.
it's like I told Tammy on our networking call. Was it last week? I was telling Tammy about, I've done that to family members, and it's like when I'm done with you, I'm done with you, and it's like this sounds so morbid, but it's like you've passed away,
You're
Yeah.
right. Right.
you're
Yeah. That's
gone,
exactly,
even
that's
though
what I feel
And
like.
that's kind of like that was the topic of grief. So that was what I call,
yeah,
and what, Latoya brought up was pre-grieving.
Yeah.
Already grieve the loss of that relationship.
Grieved
You
it while you were
already,
in it.
right. So
Yeah.
once it's over, the door is shut. There's
That's
not,
right.
yeah,
somebody can make amends. I've had plenty of people coming to me and say, listen, I shouldn't have done XYZ. Cool. We're still friends with limitations.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Door does
exactly.
not open because I then feel I have to protect myself or I know better.
You're
Right.
your own
My
pins and
intuition.
needles.
That is my
Yeah.
intuition. So,
Yeah. And I do think in business, I've pivoted quite often because of my intuition where it's like, okay, this isn't working. Let's go this direction instead.
Same.
But I really try always, and I always tell my clients as well, stay the course for at least minimum 6 months. Stay the course. If you don't do it, if you are too quick to
longer
pivot,
and even
when you're
longer,
confusing yeah, even longer. You're
even
Yeah,
longer.
confusing your audience. You're confusing yourself. And I do think that nothing sticks if you continue to just pivot, pivot, pivot.
yep.
So I'm really good about following my intuition in business, but I'm also really good about not pushing it too far.
Right. I
Mm.
have to say, the last 2 weeks, as you two guys know, that has been challenging, but I literally shut down from everything for 2 weeks, given, what I was
How
dealing
are
with
you
as far as my
feeling now,
father's death.
Tammy?
But what it did is it shifts things.
Yeah.
Because it was a challenged relationship. And in my gut, when I got the call, there was no doubt I was driving home. I was going to take care of what I needed to do because that's who I am. There was head, body, soul aligned. That's what I needed to do. But while I was up there, um, it really was clear by disconnecting for those 2 weeks what I really wanted in my life.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be chasing anything. I want to do what I enjoy. I want to be with people I want to enjoy. I want to help those around me in this way and in that way. And that's where I'm going to hover. I'm not going to be chasing this or that or, grandeur. And what happens then is things start coming. Like I got a text and an email this morning that I was just like, well, that came out of the blue. But I think it's just a matter of really sticking with that intuition and sticking with what feels right, and then knowing that I'm exhaling. Here's what I need to be. I don't need to be everything to everybody, and I don't need to do everything just because it's
Yeah.
there. I need to do what I really want and believe in and know I can help with.
Yeah.
Literally
And
just do a couple things.
I think we both have a terrible habit of wanting to be all the things and do all the
Absolutely.
things. And so I think that that can ultimately kind of be a detriment as well, where it's like,
It
I have
can.
a million things going on and I'm going to
It
do them all,
can.
but then
It
nothing's getting
is
done because we've got a million things going on. So I think we can
so
both
burnout.
be that way. Yeah, yeah. And but it's not, it's excitement, but then we never get to the end. And so we want to
It's
see that end
right.
result. And I think that, when you can sit in it and go, okay, where is it
Right.
that I
It
really,
was, like I said, it was amazing when the doors were shut for 2 weeks because I really didn't, I wasn't on social media. I was barely texting people. I was busy,
good
literally
for you?
busy. And it was, this doesn't really matter. This doesn't really matter, but these
Yeah.
things do. So
Yeah,
these are what I'm going to focus on. Not that the others aren't amazing, but if I truly want to be where I'm happiest in my own lane, here's where I want to be.
yeah,
And my whole body, mind, soul, gut was like,
agreed.
aha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
I,
think too, that's where I've started learn like over the past at least year to start really listening to myself and 'cause I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
And
it's
sometimes you can just
exhausting
feel yourself
when you're always
exhausted.
chasing. Yeah, it's exhausting.
Yes.
You're chasing.
mhm.
So sometimes when you think, oh, well, I haven't talked to so and so in, a good 6 months, well, they never picked up the phone either. So I'm not chasing that. I'm just too tired for that. So that's one thing. And then chasing, I started putting limits on how much I follow up with leads. I'm too tired to chase you. I'm not
Yeah,
chasing you.
Right. And, obviously the chase isn't something, I think the chase can be the thrill for others. It was never the thrill for me.
Yes,
The chase for me was
me.
always about helping. It was truly only about changing lives and helping. And I still hover there. And there are still two or three
yeah,
projects that really align with that. But some of the other projects that I have, I might outsource more when I'm available, when I have, funds or whatever, whatever it may be available, funds, time, whatever. Um, because I don't think it's going to be my primary focus.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so
And
fun to
so
listen to your gut sometimes. And it's like, hoo, I should have done this my whole
it is.
life.
Yeah.
And I
And
actually like the topic.
see,
I like the topic of chasing too, because when I think about my business and where I was when I first started and where I am now, like I was chasing growth in a
Huh?
very different way than I'm chasing it now. Now it feels like it's coming out of a place of desperation, right?
Hmm.
Where before it was a place of excitement and that felt so good.
Yeah.
So I
yes.
was reaching, but when we're going from a place of desperation, it doesn't feel good to be chasing. And so I think it's like,
And
folding
then
it
I
all.
think it throws you off.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think finding that excitement again.
Mhm.
And that's why I decided, like, bring back the Founder's Way. I have a cohort that I love. Bring it
Oh,
back and get those people and do the things
amazing.
that I love and be excited again because I can chase that.
Yeah.
And that's okay because I'm not chasing it from desperation. I'm chasing it
No,
because I
it's
genuinely want to
fun.
help. Yeah. And I want to help those
Yeah.
founders. I want
Yeah.
to give to those founders. So I think it's fun. Yeah.
That's like
Love
with
it.
me with
Well,
like systems and stuff. Like I get excited when I see people on threads like well, I have this X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, okay, I got a solution for you right here.
Yeah.
It's literally right here. And I'm like, okay, this is how you can do it. I'm not pitching to you, but I'm seriously excited about telling you
Not
this.
helping you. Yeah. 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 And I think that makes such a difference when we come from a place of servitude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you come from service and value, and that's the goal, and I just did that talk with the five other speakers, and it was so funny because somebody actually quoted me. They took my stuff and they quoted me, and then they added the five people. And his comment at the bottom, as you see with all these speakers, the common thread was value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Value and service without, and I mean, and we've all been at different levels, but these are high level speakers too. And it's all about providing value and service. Otherwise, what are we doing?
Right.
I'm
What
not
are
here
we
to chase the dollar. I'm just not. There's just no point. It's not how I feel fulfilled.
life's
Not
too
that I
short?
don't, we
You
don't
know,
want money. Not saying that.
right.
I think money can come when you serve.
Well, I think it is too, like, you don't, why would you want to make, just say if you made $1 million a year doing something that you don't even touch, like courses running in the background, you don't even know who's taking the courses, or like, that's just,
Well, and
it don't
everybody's got
feel
their
good.
own journey, but
Yeah,
I do think it needs, I think that it's challenging if you don't base it off of value and service.
exactly.
And we've
Right.
talked about this, the 10x, the 5x, the 6x. And tomorrow you're going to be a millionaire. Da, 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 da. Those are
I want to
people.
be a millionaire tomorrow. Listen, this
Me
lady
too.
on Instagram, I'm watching Instagram last night. I'm scrolling through my phone, and she said $10,000 is going to find you tomorrow unexpectedly. And I said, okay, amen. I want
Did
to be
it
a millionaire overnight.
happen, Kira? Because I don't know. Did it happen? Because she
It
said it
had
did
happened.
happen.
Listen, it hasn't
Did you
happened
check
yet.
your
So if you're
account?
listening and you have an extra $10,000 and you want to drop it into my account, I will give you my Cash App, my Venmo, my Zelle. Let me know.
So back to chasing the money. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what you see. And for
it
me,
is.
those are red flags. Those are red flags for
Yeah,
people just
that gives
wanting
me
to
the
take
ick.
your money.
It's
They
it.
want
Yeah,
to serve you for 10 minutes and then they're done with you. And
Yep.
that's
thank
how the
you.
relationship will be.
Fun times.
So,
I
anyways,
like my
ladies, this
relationship
was
to
a
be
great
good.
conversation. We
It
took a
was.
little, kind of turns here and there, but it all rolls together with intuition.
I really love that we're all matching.
And my
I
intuition
know.
is that we are going to be very successful with this
We
little
are.
podcast we have. Of
We,
course we are. No, we've had great
We
guests.
love it. We
I
love it.
think we're booked. We are booked out for podcasts for quite a while.
yeah.
But if you are interested, we're going to go ahead and throw this over to Nikki. Nikki, where can people find us?
You can find us on all social media, and you can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, all the platforms. And Kira can tell us about our new website.
Oh, now, where do they find us to apply to be on the podcast?
You can find us, or you can find the link to apply. There is a link on the Instagram, on our
In the show
bio,
notes.
and in the show notes in the bottom. You can apply there as well. So we'd love to have you, of
Yes,
course.
Amazing.
and while the website isn't necessarily for the podcast, we do have a network that you can join through the website
Yeah.
if you are a woman, a mom, a female founder, somebody who likes to keep it real and she wants to show up and have a good time.
Amazing.
It's www.womentalkfierce.com.
Kira, and your founders group, tell us where they can find you if they would like to jump in
Oh,
and
Founders
play.
Way. You can find it on my website. It's www.kiracrooms.com, KeiraCrooms. And if you go into my services, you'll be able to find the Founders Way there. I've got an awesome deal going on right now. We will be opening doors May 25th.
Amazing. And why don't we
Yay!
go ahead and tell them where they can find you? I should,
You
completely
can
forgot
find
that.
me at BlakelyCo, BLAKELEECO.com. And all of my offers are there. And of course, you can find me on all social media. I'm there all the time, posting, chatting, all the things.
You can find me few selected places. I'm not as talented as these two ladies are online, but TammyAppletonCoaching.com or LinkedIn, you can find me. A couple other sites I
Yeah.
have too, but those are where you can find me. So thank you for coming. Thank you for visiting. And we know through intuition. We'll see you next time.
That's right.